Hey everyone, it's Jamie and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be analyzing the trailer for the Realm of Magic pack. To start off, a quick disclaimer. I do not have any insight on EA or what they're doing. These are purely my speculations by looking at the trailer. What I say is not necessarily correct or is going to happen. Like I said, these are just me looking at what has been presented us in the new trailer and saying, hey, this is what I think we're going to get or what's going to happen. With that said, though, let's just jump right into this. Alright, so how this works, I'll probably be stopping at different points in the video, just kind of talk about things I'm seeing and what I'm speculating. Fair warning, if you have not seen the trailer, I say watch that first and then come back, because we're not watching the full, we'll be watching the full thing, but you're not going to watch it continuously. We're definitely going to be breaking this up a lot, and I think also having seen it, you will know a little bit more about what I'm talking about. So to begin with, as you see here, on Twitter also, if you guys are on Twitter or maybe don't follow some of the sim gurus on Twitter, they were talking about how we are going to be getting a neighborhood with a special feature to it. So I think this is the neighborhood, the normal neighborhood. It looks like there are 3 lots that we can see here. One right here, this red roofed house, this yellow one here, and this red one back here. My assumption is that this is the main world, the that will come with the pack, if that makes sense. Also on Twitter, the sim gurus were talking about, or had tweeted back at someone saying that this world is going to be roughly, I think, lot-wise, the size of vampires. If you remember vampires, it has about 5 lots, I want to say. It has Vlad's, the Voltors, that one house next to the Voltors, and then the 2 empty lots. Oh no, 1 empty lot and then 1 weird ugly house that I just knocked out. Alrighty, so quick note, if you've not seen the trailer already, I suggest you go watch it and then come back to this video, just because we're going to be cutting it up a lot to talk a lot about it and analyze what we're seeing. This is, like I said, isn't a reaction video. This is an analyzing video. Alright, so already, as we see here, we have what looks like kind of this new foresty, very thick forest world, which kind of cooperates with what's being said online and what some of the sim gurus were tweeting about, saying that there's going to be a neighborhood that comes with the pack, and that the neighborhood has the special edition, the magic attached to it. Online, that they're saying there's gonna be family homes and some kind of, or what sounded like some kind of community lot, a place where people can hang out. I have a feeling it's gonna be like what happened in Vampires, where there's just like a little town square, or maybe it'll be like in Strangerville, where there's maybe 1 community lot, like a library or something. I'm not really sure, but overall, just looking, this is a very beautiful lot. Kind of reminds me of Granite Falls, which I always wish Granite Falls wasn't a strictly vacation world. I was really hoping that it could be a place you could live, and that there could be lots that are both vacation and livable lots. I think there's a mod that you can do that with, but I don't know, I just wish that was an option. It also could be I could just be dumb. Once again, I think this is very beautiful. And then here we have the portal, and I think the portal, as you guys know, it leads to the magic world, and that's going to lead me to my next point of thinking. So, as you guys remember, or maybe you don't remember, in Strangerville, or if you guys don't have Strangerville is a game pack, but it has 2 neighborhoods. It had Strangerville downtown, where you had the lot you lived in and some other livable lots, as well as some community lots, and that was a semi-open world in the sense that you could walk around the whole playable town. And if you wanted to go into like the bar or the library, then it would be like a loading screen, but you could walk around the town, no issue. And this is something we see in a lot of the other expansion packs in neighborhoods and towns and cities that we have, is that there's certain areas that are semi-open that you can walk around and there won't be a loading screen. But then there's some other areas that aren't. This was also making me think of how, once again, how Granite Falls runs, as well as also how Forgotten Hollow runs, where you can walk around the entirety of Forgotten Hollow without having to switch in and out of loading screens until you decide to enter a lot. This also was really interesting to me because I'm wondering if, when you have the world map of this from this this game pack, not expansion, my bad, from this game pack, I was wondering if there was gonna be if this is gonna be on it, or if the only way to access this map, if this is a separate map, is by walking through the portal. Also, looking at this, I'm wondering if these are also, once again, 3 areas that you'd have to use a loading screen to get to. We have like this little downtown area. This reminds me a little bit like Halloween Town. It's a little campy, which I talked about in my video speculating for this, that I felt like it was going to be very Halloween Town, very kind of campy. That's what I have a feeling from the downtown. The downtown also, to me, feels like it's gonna be like the Strangerville downtown, where there's a lot of town and like pre-built things that you can look at that you can't interact with and go into, like all those shops around town that are very, very, very spot on for looking like southwestern New Mexico and Arizona, like town squares. So that, I think, is kind of cool. I have a feeling like that's what they're going for here. I don't think there will be any editable lots. However, I'm hoping that there'll at least be one, because I think there has to be a reason to want to bring you downtown. Kind of like in Strangerville, they had the bar and the library downtown. So I'm hoping there's one lot here in this downtown area that can be edited and that you can make into some kind of cool community lot. Up here, I see at least one house that I'm assuming we can edit and knock down, and that's this one. Very excited to. I want to build a big, beautiful Victorian up here. I'm hoping, by the looks of this, looks like it's a big lot too. I know game packs don't usually come with like the 64 by 64, but this definitely looks bigger than your 30 by 30. Could be 30 by 40, I don't know. I also feel like the maps also fudge how they look. And then from there, it doesn't really look like, other than here, that there's potentially any other lots. And I have a feeling this one up here, this little domey shaped one, I have a feeling it's not going to be a editable lot. I think it's going to be very similar to the secret lab from Strangerville. I'm hoping maybe within this area there might be a few more homes that you can build. However, I'm not going to hold my breath for it. It looks like there's some kind of community area here. I think also where it's like this weird floating map, it's a little hard to tell right now. I also think this is a very beautiful image. I'm kind of hoping this is how it looks in the game.
Little worried it's not.
Alright, so here we have the downtown area. Once again, just looking at it, I don't think any of these lots are going to be able to be edited. However, there's a lot of things here and items that I'm hoping are going to come in build mode, such as maybe these kind of gothic windows here. Some of this like embellishment that's very nice. If there are any editable lots, it's definitely not the ones we're looking at here, because you see is this one has kind of like a kind of falling apart look to it, which unless maybe the the down floor might be editable and you might be able to make a shop out of it, maybe kind of like with apartments, but I don't think so. I have a feeling they're just going to be there for looks. I'm hoping that there's some kind of community lot that we can use and edit. However, not just looking at that and looking at some of these items that I'm hoping are in The build mode, such like this kind of like stained glass looking windows, this beautiful almost rose window, I would even say. There's a lot of cool things also to look at, such as there's a lot new of create a sim items, which I'm very excited about. So over here, let's start here in the back. We have this dress here and this one here. I mean, overall, these all kind of look like new outfits. They also could just be mix and matching pre-existing outfits, maybe for her. But this one and this one here, this alien girl almost. She might be an alien, she might not be. And then this girl here with that fun little walk here. These and even her hair, these all feel like very new, very items that are going to be specific to this create a sim. I love it. I'm getting kind of a Victorian-esque inspiration behind the clothing. Definitely a little bit more modernized, which I feel like the sim does whenever they modernize a kind of older look. Here we have this girl. Here we have this one thing that's like Victorian looking jacket. It doesn't look like one of the ones we got from Vampire, so I'm assuming it's new, and I'm very excited. You know me, I love my Victorian fashion. Love my, my 19th century aesthetics. I'm very excited for this. I love this jacket. These boots, I can't tell if they are pre-existing or not. I don't pay attention to the boots in the game, sorry. Um, these ripped stockings, I'm pretty sure we have in the game. There's like these ripped other stockings underneath it, which I don't think come with this look. I could be wrong though. This top looks kind of new. Once again, it looks like it has kind of like a Victorian inspiration, but with a like kind of modern twist. We also have, I think, this blonde hair boy. I think this hairstyle's new. I could be wrong. I don't think we have one that looks like this. So yeah, very excited about that. It looks like there's a bunch of new build mode and create a sim items. And I love that they're all Victorian kind of inspired. Because if you don't know this, a lot of our current ideas of what occults look like, from witches, ghosts, vampires, all of those aesthetics come from the late Victorian period, specifically coming out of the gothic horror genre. A lot of that is what's really framed our current ideas and aesthetics for occults. All right, here also, just like a frame later, it looks like we have some kind of spell here that makes these kind of like little cute things appear. We got wands, which that's exciting. This outfit, I think this dress is new also. I like this because this is a lot of this clothing also I feel like aligns more less with traditional Victorian and a little bit more with steampunk, which is like taking Victorian aesthetics and that idea of the Industrial Revolution that was happening in the Victorian period and making kind of this more modern look, because we have this kind of like corset inspired mid part here, as well as we got kind of like these leather straps and these boots that all kind of feel taken from Victorian aesthetics and then like twisted into this kind of like new cool style. As well as we have this, once again, this feels to me like I can't tell if this is just kind of like some swatch for the male hermit clothing or not. That, or if it is new, I do love it. Once again, it has kind of this Victorian inspiration. Now that I'm also seeing this girl here with these ripped tights, I'm wondering if this is a new swatch that we're getting with because we already have ripped tights that look like this. There's also, I also notice a lot we sometimes like we'll get from a pack a shirt that looks almost identical, or a pair of pants or tights or whatever that look almost identical to something else that we already have in the game. So I'm wondering if that's what's going on here. Who knows? But once again, and then loving, once again, I'm just like loving this creative sim stuff we're getting, as well as we have this cool shop back here. And it kind of reminds me of the curio shop from Strangerville, so you can probably go there and you can buy things. It looks like you can buy wands, crystal balls, and spell books. Also, we're getting a good look at these stained window glasses that I'm hoping we're getting. We're having another look at the shop here. We have these brooms that you can buy. It looks like there's different layers, kind of like how there's nicer cars and some other ones, or in Harry Potter, how like the Nimbus 3000 and all that stuff. So you can get your Nimbus 3000 here, or your just traditional broom here. Once again, it looks like you can get some crystals, some kind of like witchy inspired things. I'm hoping this is something in this game, like this like spandrel thing. Love it. This outfit looks kind of new to me, as well as I think I already pointed out on someone else, but this hair I think is new. It reminds me of the vampire hair, which once again, going back, a lot of these things remind me of the things we got in Vampires, and even some of the clothing from Strangerville. A lot of the clothing in Strangerville wasn't Victorian inspired. It was definitely more like Arizona, Southwest, New Mexico kind of style. But it's reminding you of that kind of like Victorian inspired aesthetics, which once again goes back to that idea of what we know about, all right, or it goes back to the idea of our contemporary thoughts and ideas of vampires and witches and other cults coming from the Victorian period. Also, I'm loving this. This is definitely more of like there's definitely that Victorian inspired, but it's definitely more of that modern take on kind of like what a witch would look like. She's got her rings. This ring looks like we have in the game already. These might be new. She has this beautiful embroidered kind of work here that definitely inspired by the Victorian period. She has this very witchy kind of feel to the whole look, and she has this brand new hair. Like, I don't think this is a hair we've had before. It looks like it's braided a lot, so that's really cool. And I love that it can come in green. And she has like these celestial, it's either makeup or a face tattoo. And then this key necklace is really cool. And you can kind of see here, you'll see in a better shot later, that she has multiple earrings on one ear. So that's cool. So you can see it there. And one thing, I can't tell if these are face tattoos or makeup. Either way, that'd be cool. Here we're getting a look at a house with some more build mode items. It looks like we're getting new railings, new spandrels. We're getting these beautiful, like, I'm so excited for these stained glass. And then we got like these circle, more like rose window ones, and then kind of these bigger, wider ones. I'm so excited. I am using these to build the Victorian house of my dream. I am knocking down this house, and I am building the Victorian home I've always wanted. This is a really cool shot because there's a lot of things we can take out of it. One, some more build mode items. There's a lot of cool things we can take out of this shot. Once again, we have a lot of new build mode items from these kind of like gothic inspired countertops. This brand new bookshelf, and I love how it lines up with it. That's so nice. We have this kind of like sigil on the ground with this really cool cauldron in the middle. It has like these crystals under, like, that's just like a lot of cool details. As well as we have these little potions over here. It looks like we're getting a love and death potion. So another way for you to kill your Sims. As well as, like, I am loving the looks in these three different outfits. I didn't really touch on his outfit, but once again, this jacket, very Victorian inspired. I also love his hair. I think that's a brand new hair. As well as I love her. You'll see in a little bit better. I think her hair is new. As well as I love this look. Kind of like I said before, it's like taking Victorian aesthetics and kind of making a more modern version out of it. She has kind of like almost like this corset almost kind of piece to her dress here. I don't know, I just love it. So here also, another thing I want to talk about. So it makes me wonder how you become a witch in The Sims 4. Whether it be, do you have to drink a potion, or do you have to have another sim turn you? Kind of like how in Vampires, you have to have someone turn you. And in some ways, I feel like it wouldn't make sense for an create a sim for you to be able. I don't know. Maybe create a sim will also have an option where you can pick it, or maybe not. Who knows? All I know is that I'm so excited to find out how your Sims become witches, whether you have to befriend a witch and they turn you, or if you have to drink a potion that maybe you can buy. Kind of like how to become a mermaid, you can either create one or eat the mer kelp. I don't know, I'm just very interested in finding all that out. I also love that we have a little bit more look at these crystal balls, some more witchy things, and look, a brand new wallpaper. Alright, so we got there a little bit. Look at some of the spells we're getting. You're gonna be able to levitate this book. I don't know if you use this, study spells, as well as it looks like there's gonna be an ability to transport yourself, or transport yourself magically. As well as there seems some kind of dueling going on, very much like the vampiric dueling. So that's exciting. Yeah, here we go, the vampiric dueling, but with magic. And brooms. I'm so excited for the brooms. Alright, so I feel like a lot of it was very self-explanatory, very self-forward. But some of it definitely, there was a lot of stuff to break down, whether it came from build mode and clothing options. So I hope I was able to help you guys notice some things, as well as let me know down in the comments anything I may have missed. Let me know how excited you are for this, because I'm extremely excited.